Hello, it's me. I'm doing a Mediumship Mini. That didn't really work, did it? But I tried. Hi, everyone. It's me, Hannah. And it's really funny because I've just recorded tomorrow's podcast first, which was a bit ranty. And now I'm in a really good mood. I just expressed everything that I needed to get off my chest. And now I'm feeling lighter. So today I have got a question from Lee. And Lee says, "Hey Hannah, congrats on the podcast. You thoroughly deserve it. Your hard work is so bloody appreciated. So thank you. Yay. Thank you for answering my last question. You're welcome. I do have a couple of other questions I've developed and would love your opinion, advice, please. Firstly, sometimes I struggle to connect to spirit when I'm alone because my mind is very fast paced. Anyway, I'm around certain people, I find it much easier. Every time I listen to you, I can feel and connect with my guides. I can hear them in my mind's eye. I know when I listen to the podcast afterwards, I always have a lovely connection. It happens with a few other people I know as well. I can't lie though. I feel super frustrated when I'm alone and can't seem to open the valves to let them in. And when I do, the messages are so fast, so quick, I miss them. A lot of times I see pencil drawings happen in my mind's eye, sometimes words. Last time I either saw now or wow. But it goes so quickly I struggle to read and see it clearly. Do you have any advice?" I have a really busy, active mind too, Lee, and believe it or not, I actually think that's part of my superpower. So yeah, when I first started, it got in the way because I think so quickly. But when I do demonstrating, it helps because it keeps the pace up. It means that my evenings are more high energy, that I can get more information out more quickly, that I can get through more different spirits because I work quite fast. So I do think that there's benefits, and you first of all need to know that you are made exactly perfectly and how you need to be for the life that you are to live here. You're perfect. So my theory is that the reason why you find it easier to connect after listening to the podcast is because I pump you up a little bit. I'm hoping I let you know that it's okay to not know all the answers, that you might get it wrong, that you might get confused, you might drop the ball, but that's okay because we're all learning, and I hope that's what my podcast brings. But I know when I've had really good reading, or for example, after I interviewed TJ Higgs, because of sitting in that energy, my mediumship got better, my evidence was better, my connection was better. So that just shows, doesn't it, how much our own lack of self-belief can hold us back. Now, there's an interesting thing to do with need that needs to be acknowledged here. So if we take the mediumship triangle, spirit at the top, the sitter and the medium at the bottom two corners, then we understand, don't we, because we've talked about it before, that all of those three things need to be in alignment for your communication to work. And spirit are always in alignment, but we can really pull out of alignment and belief and a receptive energy to be in. It's a challenge. And so it's about you trusting that what you're getting, even if it's subtle, and trusting that you can receive it, even if it's quick. Because I think that you could ask them to slow it down and repeat it if you want to, but ideally, I want you to just trust what you're getting, even though it's so quick. So not going, was that now or was that wow? I don't know, now or wow? Just going, okay, that was now. So what do I need to do right now, spirit? And if it's wrong, they'll say to you, oh, no, we meant wow. We think you're amazing. Wow. But just going for it will actually just help you. So even if you're not 100% sure, going for it anyway will propel you forward. And spirit are really clever, especially if you're working with spirit guides. I find that if you've got it wrong, they'll find a way to make it work. If they've got a message they want to give you and they need you to see a spanner, but as you're moving into that energy, you see a bog brush, they'll still give you a message about the bog brush. They won't go, okay, well, you didn't see spanner, so that's it, you're pinched off from us. How dare you? You got it wrong. And so it's finding that space in there. Does that make sense? And it's okay for it to be frustrating. You've just got to believe in yourself. I really feel, Lee, that the resistance here is you. The information is there. The knowing is there. The understanding is there. You just don't really believe that it is. Right, let's move on to your next question. And by the way, Lee, I'm not shaming you for that. That's all of us. Everybody who's listening to this podcast will go, yeah, me too, Lee, me too. It's a challenge. That is the mediumship journey. Okay. My other question is that I have a very strong connection with animals, not so much human spirit. I do believe that we are all one. It still blows my mind. But I was wondering why I connect with animals more so. Do you know of any mediums, mentors that could help me with my animal connections, as this is where I feel most comfortable? This may sound weird, but I can communicate with my horse and understand him. I have this with wildlife as well, and would love to know whether you think it is a psychic connection or spirit connecting with me, because I feel most at home with nature and with animals. Right, well, I think it's a mix of all connections. I often feel spirit with me. One of my spirit guides presented as a fox for years, and I still associate foxes with that guide and with spirit. So absolutely, you can communicate with spirit through animals. Completely believe that. I think animals hold more of a space of unconditional love. So they're an easier frequency to sit in. Us humans, we bring all our shit. For the most part, animals just bring loving acceptance. They just want to be with you. They don't really want anything more from you than to be with you, to love you, to sit in your energy, to be a part of your existence. So animals are, they are probably closer to spirit, like children are too. I've always got a thing. I love children. And I think it's that pureness of spirit before life came along and squidged them and squashed them and made them conform and told them not to imagine and told them that maths was more important than daydreaming. And it is in a certain extent, but it's also really not equal importance. And we sucked all of the light out of them. And I think that's probably what you're feeling, is just a less messed with, purer energy force. So that is easier to communicate with and understand. And also, they don't bring, if you're trying to read a human brings, come on then, what you got? Prove it to me. A horse doesn't give a rat's bum. They don't need you to read them. They're just enjoying the experience of being with you and blending energy with you. So there's a acquiescence, a release, a lack of resistance built from expectation on that front. And I'm not an animal communicator generally, not because I don't think you can do it. I think anybody can do it, but just because for me it's evidential mediumship and spirit guides all the way, and I just haven't got space to expand into anything else at this time. I might change my mind in the future. But I do know that Lynn Parker, who was on this podcast, does do animal communication, so she would probably be a good bet for you. I hope this makes sense. I hope I've answered your questions, and let me know if I haven't. Do get in touch. Thank you very much. And if you've got a question that you would like to submit to the podcast, please just email podcast@hannahmedium.co.uk.